The annual bank directors.
In business news, the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka decided today to reduce its policy interest rates, the repurchase rate and reverse repurchase rate by 25 basis points. Speaking at a bank directors symposium held in Colombo today, the governor of the CBSL, Ajit Cabral, said that this decision was arrived at as the central bank was satisfied that the policy measures implemented at the beginning of the year had yielded the desired results.
The annual Bank Directors Symposium organised by the CBSL was held in Colombo today. The theme of this year's symposium was positioning the banking sector in the post-$4,000 era. Speaking at the symposium, the governor of the central bank, Ajit Cabral, expressed these views on the decision taken earlier in the day to reduce the policy interest rates.
So we were satisfied that as far as the central bank was concerned, that the policy measures that were put in place at the beginning of this year had worked the way we had intended it to work, and therefore some relaxation could be provided so that overall the growth momentum could once again be maintained, of course with the necessary checks in place in order to ensure that we do not have an overheating of the economy as well.
Meanwhile, the resident representative of the International Monetary Fund, Koshi Mathai, had this to say.
One point I've heard made is Sri Lanka has a lot of banks, but they're all rather small banks. And there are no banks with balance sheets large enough to finance the kind of projects that the country is going to need going forward. Another point that people have often made is that the banks here don't provide long-term finance. A complaint I hear often from the corporate sector is we can't get money longer than 5 or 7 years from the banking system. Here's an interesting thing. The lack of long-term bank finance is especially problematic in Sri Lanka because there's no corporate bond market. And I think that's an absolutely important thing, and kudos to the central bank for pushing this, because this is a critical thing for Sri Lanka's development.
Experts say that the red rains experienced in the recent past in several parts of the island could have been caused by alien life forms. Speaking exclusively to News First at the conclusion of the visit to Sri Lanka to inquire into the red rain phenomenon, Professor Chandra Wickramasinghe, the director of the Buckingham Centre for Astrobiology in the United Kingdom, expressed his views.
To this day, we cannot identify the red rain cells, and there's no question these are biological living cells with a red pigment. We haven't been able to identify these with any known terrestrial organism, a type of organism that does not belong to the Earth. There are telltale signs that this is an alien microorganism, but more has to be done, more research has to be done.
The professor also commented on the recent sightings of unidentified lights in the skies over several parts of the island.
The explanation that I would have to offer for most of these sightings is that the Earth is indeed crossing a stream of comet debris, right? And these debris have various sizes, from millimeter sizes to centimeters to meters, so they get huge house-sized chunks of material darting through the Earth's upper atmosphere, glancing angles, burning up as they go through the Earth's atmosphere.
In more local news, the UNP Working Committee that convened today decided to extend the tenure of the current office bearers till the 10th of January 2013.
The UNP Working Committee convened at the party headquarters Sirikota today. Party leader Ranil Wickramasinghe presided at the meeting. The tenure of all office bearers expires on the 31st of December. Therefore, we decided to extend their tenure till the 10th of January until the Executive Committee reconvenes. The Working Committee also decided to suspend the party membership of 6 Pradesh Sabha members who openly criticized the UNP convention and made false statements about it. The first Working Committee meeting following the convention was held in a very peaceful manner in line with the steps proposed in the radical statement. We believe that we will be able to challenge the government in 2013, and we are preparing to set up a people's government.
The 2013 budget of the UPFA-controlled Mirigama Pradeshia Sabha was defeated today.
While 9 council members voted against the budget, only 3 voted for. 9 UPFA council members, including the deputy chairman of the Pradeshia Sabha, were not present when the vote was called. Accordingly, only the chairman of the Pradeshia Sabha, 1 UPFA member and 1 independent member had voted for the 2013 budget of the Pradeshia Sabha.
And up next is a look at Action TV.
Action TV revealed on Sunday that this letter, which was forwarded on the 27th of August, bearing the name of the chairman of NARA, points out that over 66 million rupees earned by NARA by providing advisory services to the Colombo Port Expansion project has not been deposited by the organisation in any financial institution. Action TV reported yesterday the explanation given by the chairman the very next day regarding this. However, this letter is proof that there is an error in the explanation given by the chairman to Action TV, which is far beyond a language error. This letter had been forwarded on the 9th of this month to the chairman of NARA by the Additional Secretary on Labour Relations attached to the Ministry of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources Development. It could be understood that this letter of the chairman, which Action TV quoted on Sunday, is a reply to the letter of the Additional Secretary sent on the 9th of August. The letter of the Additional Secretary consists of 4 questions. However, the letter of the chairman has provided an acceptable response only to the first question. That response has clearly certified the amount earned by NARA through the Advisory Services project. It is clear through question number 3 of this letter that the Additional Secretary has raised a question regarding where the amount has been deposited and not regarding whether it has been deposited in an account which does not belong to NARA. Attention should also be focused on the second question raised by the Additional Secretary and the response which has been given by the chairman. The second question is regarding how much of money from over 66 million rupees which were earned was left. Responding to this, the chairman has stated that after leaving aside the amount which should be paid to the employees of NARA who were involved in the project, the remainder has been spent on daily activities of NARA. According to this response, if NARA possesses any remaining funds from this project, it should be distributed among the employees and not be used for other purposes. However, according to the explanation provided to Action TV by the chairman, it is understood that the remainder is being categorized and a part of it will be distributed among the employees. According to this explanation provided to the second issue in the letter forwarded by the chairman on the 27th of August, a sum of around 37.5 million rupees remains with NARA. How could any share of this belong to NARA and not the employees?